Hello, everybody, and welcome to Around the Reel. On today's episode, we have guest Mick Loftus joining us today on this special Memorial Day weekend podcast. Former, or a veteran, not former. If you're a veteran, you're a veteran. That's simple. Talking about his career in acting, his life, his experiences, and a huge shout out to those who have fallen that were once by his side. So please, turn it up, tune in, here we go.
Welcome to Around the Reel with your hosts, Aaron Carlson, Charles Lawson, and Samantha Hanna. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
I try to do is anything that I put my hands in, I just promote the hell out of it.
Right, that's what you do.
That's what I do. For us, I mean, I try to shove it down everybody's fucking throat. I do.
Right. Well, you kind of have to, that's
I don't know any other way to do it.
Well, and that's like there's two people that I would love to see on this podcast. Kira Michelle. Okay. She's a local musician. She just started off, so I did a short little interview with her on Wednesday in a group called You're Not Alone.
Oh wow! Oh, that's cool. The group that I got that invite on Facebook. Yeah, I joined it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right? Yeah, and so she, like I said, she's a local musician, and she's starting all these groups now. But I played a drug dealer at my house, So, which is really cool because my demo reel is going to start with me opening the door.
Badass.
I'm like, I need to have that shot for my demo reel. So yes, I'm like, I'll do it. And Sherry Sutter, she's the one that directed the music video. So I was like, oh yeah, shit, man.
That's super cool.
That's awesome, buddy.
Shit, have her send us an email or something. We'd love to have her on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, her and there's the student director that's doing the MMIW film. I told him, I was like, yeah, you need to be on this too.
Awesome.
So
you're helping us promote the show, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
like I said, anything I do, man, anything I touch, man, I'm all in.
I love you for that.
I'm doing whatever. It's like in a way, it's like acting.
Yeah.
It's because when I break down a character. Man, I'm just like doing this onions. I'm just layers after layers, man. I'm just cutting. Yep. It's the same thing with and that's like. I'm Irish, and I kind of got hit with the gift of gab. Like if I kiss a Barney Stone, that's fucking Armageddon, bro.
Okay, hold on a second then. Let's talk about this because I feel like I have the gift of gab.
Yeah, you do.
Okay,
so you're also born on St. Patrick's Day.
See what I'm saying? Ooh, isn't that some weird shit?
All right,
it's lucky as fuck, huh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
yeah, he's lucky.
And so am I.
Well, Sam, you've been with him now for many years. Do you feel lucky for being closer to Aaron?
I don't feel lucky for being that
because it doesn't rub off on anybody else.
Lucky.
It's just for me. It's just my
always lucky. I'm like, I hate you. You're always lucky.
It's pretty fucking fun. It's awesome being that lucky. Yeah, even though I feel like I get fucked all the time.
That's on you.
Yeah, I know. That's okay.
Now that we feel like we're like about 18 minutes into the show, should we say welcome to Around the Reel?
Oh, welcome to Around the Reel.
Welcome to the show.
All right. We've got Mick Loftus with us today, local actor here in the Seattle-Tacoma area. Mick, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. So, I'm sure a lot of the local people know you, but there's people all over this planet that are listening to this show. So why don't you give us a little background on what you do and who you are?
Well, I'm from Southside Chicago, and I basically got here from via the Army.
Okay.
And I did a couple of tours in Iraq, and got out medically in 2012. I kind of had this. This thing, the stigma, I got to go to school after I get out. So I went to school. I wanted to be a pilot.
Okay.
And I was like, the VA voc rehab, they said, well, we'll pay for your commercial, but we won't pay for your private. And I'm like, well, I need my private to get my commercial. They're like, well, sorry.
Yeah.
Which is fine because I about a little after a year after I got out, I got hit with testicular cancer. So I wouldn't have been able to fly anyways.
Gotcha.
So, Which, hey, you know what? The surgery was fine, but man, that fucking chemo was a bitch. You know
you had to
that
do
stuff,
chemo.
man.
I bet.
You know,
Jeez.
if something happens again, like I'm just smoking weed. Forget it. You know, I'm done.
Yeah, chemo is no joke, and it's that's something that I've gone through. But this was way back in the day. So is that treatment still pretty hardcore? Is what you're saying? Because even like my dad died of cancer back in '89.
Oh.
And he did chemotherapy for 6 months or so.
Right.
And I swear to God, that's what killed him. It wasn't the cancer yet. It was that shit. I mean, it ate him up.
Yeah, you know, it's there's like this really, really long laundry list of all the crap, you know, that you may experience. You know, it's like getting a pill nowadays. It's getting, you know, give you loss of eyesight, you know, anal leakage and everything else. You know, so it's like this whole list of crap. You know, and they're like,
Yeah.
so which one am I going to get hit with? I don't know.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so I was in school doing it, and so I sat in the back of the class, and I had to actually when we wrote something on the board, I'm going, oh fuck, you know. So I had to get up and actually look at the board like this. Oh, that's what that says. Okay.
Right.
Did it
Got
mess with your eyesight?
Yeah, my eyesight and
Really?
then my breathing.
Oh,
like
wow.
I would go to the bathroom and I'm like this. I'm like.
Wow.
You know, and I'm like, okay, you know, I need a walker or something just to, you know, just to get there.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah, it was pretty bad.
That's
So,
intense.
Yeah, I'm not touching that crap again.
No, I don't blame you. It's
No.
scary. Dude, people are so vulnerable. Us as humans, we're
They are,
very
but they're
vulnerable.
also-
We
they're
don't think
also
we are,
very-
but we are.
They're very strong and tough too.
There's a resilience in people, but you know, if you think about how a microscopic bug can just wipe you out, we're not as tough as we think we are.
Yeah, but people beat cancer. That's like
Yeah, that's true.
insane, amazing.
Yeah. It's scary though.
It is scary
Because
It's
you
all
don't
scary.
know. You don't really know. As tough as you are, you could be in the best of health, great shape. You know, you're doing all the right things, and something can just get you.
That's
that you,
true.
Everything has a weakness. You know what I
But
mean?
like Mick here, how many times have you cheated death? You think? I mean, with your career, or your
yeah.
time in the army, your tours, everything you've done. How many times do you think you cheated death? Like something that could have killed you.
I'd stop counting after 10.
Really? Wow.
same.
So-
Wow. You see how
No.
that? I mean, that's crazy.
Resilient.
I was
Yeah.
at a New Year's Eve party.
Okay.
And then this guy from work, I was a teenager. I was 17, and guy from work, he goes, come over this address and so on. So I went there, and finally after about an hour or so, he showed up, and we're starting to talk and stuff. He goes, hey man, I got something for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, all right, So he does this line of cocaine on this. It's not his house; it's some other guy's house.
Okay.
And so we're in his kitchen on the counter, and he's doing it. He goes, "Yeah, go ahead." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Did it. And then I went to, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go get a pack of smokes." Then I came back. All hell broke loose. Like I didn't
While
know
you
what the
were
hell was
gone?
going on while I was gone, and the owner of the house was so mad, but I was targeted. It was me. I'm like, yeah, okay, So, anyways, I ran out.
You weren't even there, but you caused all the shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
So,
he's saying. Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly what he's saying.
Okay. Wow.
I ran out the house and I'm running, and my friends were actually in my car, and my window, the passenger side window was down. I'm running and going, go, 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 and I just fly right into through the window, and all I hear was pop, 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 pop.
Oh my
and,
God.
and we're taking off. That was
Holy
it.
shit.
So I'm like, yeah, all right.
Somebody yell cut.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what. Wow.
Holy crap.
My gosh. Well, you are meant to be here. That's for sure.
Well, so that was like the beginning and end of my cocaine heist.
I don't blame you.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
good.
the end of that. Okay.
Wow.
Note to self. No cocaine, no chemo. Okay.
Man.
Stay away from the C's.
Yeah.
Well, what about CCC?
That doesn't count.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cocaine, chemo.
Wait, say that one more time.
Which one?
The cocaine, chemo.
Oh, yeah. You don't stay away from the hard C's. Cocaine. Chemo. He doesn't care. You
I
missed
know.
the joke because he keeps wanting to
Every
sing
time
the
you
song.
say cocaine, it pops in my head. I'm sorry.
But
I'm sorry. Okay.
you're supposed to zip it and let Chuck say
Okay,
it.
I'll zip it.
Okay.
It's okay.
He's
Whoa,
zipping
it's,
it now.
it is
say it.
so not worth it now.
I want to
No.
hear
Well,
it.
yeah, I
It's
wanna hear
I
worth
just said
it.
it was. I said stay away from the hard C's. Cocaine, chemo, but stick with CCC.
All right, I did it. Shut up. I'm sorry.
Of course, he was so focused
Thank
on not
you.
talking, he didn't hear what
I hear it. Yeah, but focus on CCC. I get it. I just want to know what the third C
It's
is.
not CCC. It's CCC.
Yeah.
Right?
Say it happy.
It's happy CCC. Oh my goodness.
CCC Entertainment Group.
So guys, Monday. What's
Yes.
Monday?
It's Memorial Day.
It's Memorial Day.
Yes.
Mick, I understand you have some people that you'd like to mention for that particular occasion.
Yeah.
Some people.
Yeah. I would,
Some heroes, right?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. When we started talking about all this, and so yeah, I'm going to be on the 29th. I was like, okay, great. And then it didn't hit me until about maybe a week later. I went, oh crap, yeah, Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was just like started getting all choked up. I was like, that's why I asked. I was like, hey, could I do that? You're like, dude, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's your show.
Like,
It's your show.
Please do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before he does that, though, so you were a military guy. I mean, you fought for our country. Thank you for serving
Thank
for
you.
us.
Thank you.
You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't always say thank you for your service. I'm thank you for serving me. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
Like personally,
though.
thank you for doing something that I couldn't even come close to thinking that I could possibly do.
Yeah.
It scares the shit out of me what soldiers can have to face and go through and shit like that. If I even think about it, I'm like, no. That's why I got to watch Rambo.
He plays
I got to
plays
watch
Call of Duty.
Yeah, I got to play Call of Duty. I got to watch
That's-
Rambo. But the reality hits, and you start watching some of these films that depict it. And I know it's not even close to the reality, but some of them try to do a good job of expressing the horror of it
Yeah.
all.
Like Saving
Yeah.
Private Ryan, brutal.
Yeah, I mean, some of them hit it pretty well to give you a general idea of what possibly a smidgen of it must feel
Yeah.
like.
right.
So,
But we'll still never know.
no,
Never.
But Mick
Never
does.
know.
You,
Yeah.
you were there. How many tours did you do?
Well, it was 3, but it was the first one was just with the National Guard.
Okay.
Okay.
The thing is, if I would have stayed in the National Guard, I could have got they would have given me a $15,000 bonus, and I would have been able to stay in Iraq kind of indefinitely. Like I could just piggyback on the next unit, piggyback on the next unit. At the time I wasn't married, I didn't have kids or nothing, so that would have been great, But I was like, no, I want active duty. I want back into active, and here's the thing, I actually got kicked out.
Okay.
I got kicked out of the military.
Why?
I went from infantry. I hurt my knee doing a jump.
Okay.
And it was my second jump, and I hurt my knee, and then I re-injured it doing a live fire exercise with 116 infantry out of Fort Riley and Kansas, and so it was they ended up they were like, well, do you want to stay in? I was like, yeah, of course I do. And so they put me in a different MOS. Went to a different MOS. I was newly divorced in a new MOS, a new job, and I was in Germany for 2 years. So and I was in a new country, so I had no support around me, and I was going through a lot of stuff with my ex-wife, the divorce and so on. So it was. So it was kind of a bad place to begin with, and but I'm a workhorse. So you put me somewhere, man. I'm working. I had all these different jobs at this health clinic, So I want people, I answered the phones, and we had a receptionist, but we only had one. So I answered the phones. I did the files. I made appointments for everything, pap smears. So I learned all that stuff, and. Did all that stuff, and then on top of that, I was also the IT guy for the clinic.
Okay.
And I was then I did all the work orders. So I actually got with the German guys to get stuff done for the clinic. So which is kind of I mean, they're pretty good with English.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, can you speak German or?
Eins, drive.
Yeah, I can. That's
I know
about me.
Drucken. Drucken is push, But that's on the door of McDonald's. So what the fuck,
Right. Awesome.
But yeah, so it was and the thing was like I had this NCO, this fat tweaky eating little guy, he was a lab tech, and we were talking about something that happened the day before, and he goes, well, what if Captain so and so kicks you out? I was like, man, whatever, man, I'll jack that dude up. So now in my mind, I'm talking to an infantry NCO, okay. And I was at U4, but I'm talking to so infantry is way different than anything else. Your combat arms guys, we're a different fucking breed. That's it. So in my mind, I was like talking to somebody, but then he's like, well, I'm really telling I didn't hear that. I'm not going to say nothing. Not even 2 minutes, we get back to the health clinic, and I'm in front of this captain. I've had dinner with him and his wife. Wow. I've actually had dinner with, so I love the guy. Yeah. But this NCO would just put me up on the, and he's like, well, so I understand that you have an issue, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, sir, everything's fine. So now I'm trying to explain myself. And so the next day they sent me to a shrink, and then that following Monday, they had me, my job was at the mailroom for this itty bitty post, Giebelstadt airfield in Germany. I was like, but you know what? Just how I am. Within a month, I was running that mailroom.
You own that shit.
Yeah,
I was running
Badass.
it.
Yeah,
okay, I got you.
So yeah, I mean, that's what I do. That's how I do it. And that's why kind of being out here and getting with you guys is kind of important to me because I'm not from here. So I didn't go through like the local channels. Sure. And my acting coach Jim Flatter is in New York City. Okay. Oh, wow. And so again, he's not here. So when I talk to people, like again, gifts of gab, man, I'm just like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, I love you guys. Hey, mwah,
Hey, Aaron has it too, so you guys
I don't think I've ever heard him tell anybody he loves them though.
Yeah, he's a different gift of gab. Mick, you have a different gift of gab than Aaron, but you still have.
What do you mean we got a different gift of gab? What's that?
Well,
mean?
You're not like I love you to anybody, like Chuck said.
Well, you just don't come out and tell people you love them. You just can't do that.
Okay, anyway.
That's what he just said. That's
what he can get away with it.
Why can he get away with it?
He's got tattoos and shit. People are going to fucking take what he says. They're going to see him and they're going to be like, dude, you're buff, you're just stocky. He's going to kick the shit out of me if I don't go, hey, thank you, I love you too. They're going to give him that. They're not going to give me that.
Wait a second. If you're going...
why don't you pay attention? Like
I'm trying. I'm at the gym. Maybe one day I'll have that kind of fucking muscularity, but right now I don't.
No, it's not about the muscles. It's about the personality. Come on.
I got a personality.
Yeah, I don't know if it's so loving, but
because
it's so loving.
Because you are a personality does not mean that you have personality.
Dude, I'm gonna. Okay, guess what?
I love it. Chuck,
I get that. You see how I get thrown in the bus?
I still love you, man.
I know. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. You know what I'm gonna do from now on?
But he still didn't love you back.
Anytime I said I love him too. I said that.
You did say I love you too. You said thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, did I say that? I love
you.
I love you. But you know what's gonna be funny? You know what's really gonna be funny? You know what I'm gonna fucking do from now on?
What?
Every time I meet somebody new that I like, I'm gonna be like, dude, I love you. And I'm going to rub my fucking
nipples. Are you
nipples.
going to rub your nipples like that? You're going to rub your nipples?
Because that's true love, Sam.
Okay, you know what? That's not even...
My question is, why are they always offset? Why is
it not even genuine?
One hand
I was leaning to the left.
Oh, okay.
He has one nipple's higher than the other.
I was leaning to...
And one's hairier than the other, too.
Yeah, because she waters it all the fucking time.
Wow, okay.
So going back to the memorial service of the day and thinking of those that have...
Yeah.
Anyway,
I want to go back to that.
We were doing fine until you had to break in and tell me I don't have a personality and I don't love anybody.
I always have to break in and tell you the truth, Aaron.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Anyway.
Mick, let's give you the floor and have you
please,
pay tribute to some of your friends and our friends.
Please.
Our heroes.
All right, I realize this is kind of a sobering.
It's okay.
And it was kind of like that's kind of why I want to ask if I could do it because everything's here is kind of high energy, good vibes, and I was like, I don't want to like bring people down, and
it's not bringing
but
people
it's
down.
Memorial Day, and so I definitely appreciate you guys let me do this.
We love you.
Absolutely.
We do love you. You're
Absolutely.
fine.
Yeah.
And remember, this show's about being real.
Yep.
It is about being real.
So, it's your floor.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
Yeah, please. You got this. Go. You're good.
Yeah.
I'm shaking.
Yeah.
I know.
okay,
No,
buddy.
I feel
Whatever you
you.
need to do, buddy.
I feel you. It's emotional. It's okay though.
Okay. In memory of the 7 names, Sergeant Blair Emery, 30 November 2007. Corporal Damon Legrand, 12 June 2007. PSC Jeffrey Avery, 23 April 2007. PSC Anthony Kaiser, 17 March 2007. Sergeant Jason Weaver, 3 March 2011. PFC Adriana Alvarez, 10 February 2010. PFC Aaron Ward, 6 May 2008. I have one more name I'd like to add to that.
Yes, please.
Sergeant David Robinson,
Yes.
20 November 2010.
Thank you. Thank you, Mick. Very much.
Good job, brother.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So this is for you guys. This is
Yes.
thank you. It was an honor to say those names. Just seeing this list when I put it together at work, I was shaking pretty bad, and because I never actually put them together like that. And again, thank you guys.
Of
Oh,
course.
thank you. Thank you so much. I saw your post last night. Aaron showed it to me and I cried. It's very emotional. It's very emotional. So thank you. Thank you for doing that. That's awesome. That's awesome. So tribute to all those men and women out there that have served our country and not come home, and all the ones that have served our country and come home.
Absolutely.
Both. But especially those ones that didn't make it back and gave their lives for our country. That's really an honor, to have some of those names said on air. That's cool. Thank you for sharing that.
And, there's so many more.
There's so many.
I
wish we could say them all, don't you?
Right. And of course they do. They do that. But it's so sobering to be a part of that. This is every soldier that's been overseas, that's been deployed, they had those stories. They know. Like there's a lot of things that I don't talk about. I do talk about a few kind of funny things that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because you spend like a year or 15 months somewhere with your weapon, and then you come home and all of a sudden that weapon, that you slept with, you took a shit with, probably jerked off with.
Sure.
I'm not here right now.
No, it's fine.
Why did you say that louder to me?
Well, I don't know. You kind of look like that guy.
You kind of look like that guy.
Thank you. I think.
I love it. You know what though? You can't truly genuinely be funny or even hear something funny or receive something funny, without being through some shit. Like, isn't that the truth? Like, the funniest comes out when you've been through like the worst of the worst. That's when like you can really be the funniest, because what do you do with all of that? What do you do with the darkest of dark? Is you gotta make some light somehow, some way. And that's what you do. You make funny of not of that or those situations, but of other things.
Right.
And you learn how to laugh about life. that's how you get through it. And that helps everyone get through it. I think that's important. So, and you have that gift where you're able to have gone through some of the worst stuff, but you can laugh. I love that.
You know, and that's so when I went for this, I did the little audition for the MMIW film, and I did the audition, and and Timothy Crable, great guy, met him doing the Assassinators into the night, and
That's Emmerich movie.
Yeah, is that Emmerich?
Yeah, Emmerich.
Yeah, okay. We had him
On the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because,
Great guy, great
yeah.
guy.
I remember. Yeah, we saw your movie.
But yeah, Tim, I was talking about the MMIW, and he's like, hey, he goes, I know you like to go towards the lighter side of characters, but you got this, and I was like, no, you know what, I can go dark. I can go dark real quick, and I can do it. That's too easy for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet you could.
But the comedy, I gravitate always to the comedy,
right?
And so I was kind of adding some stuff to Assassinators. So because I don't know if you watched it. So it's me and Sonny. He's he's in front of me like this, and we're carrying actually it was pillows, but a dead body, and so Timothy and Carol, they jump him. But they put Amy with me, and I'm like going, what the hell am I going to do with that? Then we're trying to go over this fight scene. I was like, yeah. So then I throw a punch. You grab my arm, and then you put behind my back, and we'll do like one time around, and then I'll push you off. And but we couldn't quite get that together, so she just ended up jumping on my neck, like she's swirling around, and and then I actually ended up throwing her off.
Okay.
And she's on the ground, and she's like, oh, that was really good, and it wasn't even in the, I was like, oh man, they didn't put that in, they got the, her tapping me and then punching me, and then my, I did the little slick back, I got a little blood there, and I said my little line, I was like, something about a bloodbath, and, right. but Tim said, he goes, so I have another line in there where I'm checking the guy's wallet and stuff. I'm like, nothing in his wallet? Nothing else on him? Not even a lifesaver. And I was like, just the way I said it in my head, I was like, oh, that's funny.
Right.
That's good. That's good.
That's awesome.
I bet you're a good improver in a movie. Like, you can improv some shit if
pretty good.
Well, you got to get the gab. So yeah, absolutely.
Indeed.
That helps. It does help.
It does help.
Yeah. You think on your toes.
Yeah.
Well, so on Sunday when I did the MMIW film.
Yes.
So it's going to be great. It's a student feature film.
Okay.
But this thing is
student meaning it's people learning.
Yeah,
people in
he's
school.
That's what students usually are, Sam. Yeah.
Shut up, Aaron. I'm trying to understand. You know what?
Sorry, it was funny. It was just that I was thinking on my toes. Give the gab. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thinking on his toes, fell on his ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's okay, Sam.
That's
Anyway,
fine. Oh,
continue.
it's fine.
I guess I ruined that one.
I'll get you later.
I know you will. Anyway, student
Continue,
film.
please.
Yes,
Thank you.
Student film.
I think he's a student at the University of Washington.
Oh, okay.
I think he's maybe in his third year or something. But Takala, he's a native, and so making this film about missing and murdering Indigenous women is close to his heart. But my adopted family, they're also half Kickapoo.
No kidding.
From Oklahoma.
Oh wow.
And so for me, like I grew up, in a very diverse place, in Chicago, plus some of my family as well. Like my brother-in-law, he just passed away about a month ago, a little over a month ago, and he's Mexican. He was born in Mexico and adopted by a family in Texas. And I thought growing up, everybody had a Mexican in their famany.
And
everybody does. Mariah, shout out Mariah.
But it was one of those things where I think back now and I go, "Oh, that was kind of dumb," but actually it's kind of cool because I really thought that
it was normal.
Yeah,
I thought it was normal. I thought that was
what?
totally
It
normal.
is.
You know,
it is now.
And but my brother gave me the Time Life magazine or whatever had these thing called Indian Wars.
Yep.
You know, and it was VHS tapes. You know, and I remember I sat there and I watched them all just back to back. You know,
What was it about?
It's about genocide, really.
Oh,
You know,
really?
yeah, you know,
God, hard.
You know,
to watch.
yeah. So I upon watching all those, I started like I had this like really kind of hatred for white people. You know,
Yeah.
You know, I was just like
We all have a hatred for white people.
I didn't say
I know,
it.
right?
I didn't say it.
But yeah, I was
wasn't
like
me.
really like racist. You know, against
Yeah.
you know, I just had this thing. I was like, white people. You know, well, you know, and again, you know, being an adult now, looking back, because I think I was like maybe 13 or something. You know, when I watched those, and but it was just a big insight into things, you know, and at that point I started looking more into the depth of history and how much, you know, I used to hear stories. I heard a story about the, you know, actually they're making a movie about the Black Wall Street in Tulsa.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I remember hearing a story like 30 something years ago about that, you know, from one of the ladies in the neighborhood.
Okay.
You know, and I kind of put it off because I was just like, why would the government
It
bomb
didn't
our own
seem
people?
real.
Like, you know, it was so absurd,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and then, you know, then now see all this stuff that I've heard about and seen is coming out, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my God, this is great. You know, this is awesome. And it's so phenomenal that other people get to, you know, hear and see these things that I've heard and I've known for such a long time. You know, so for me it's great because now I feel like I can share these things with people.
Sure.
You know, that they're starting to see things, and I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe people can see things, you know, like through my eyes a little bit, you know, and you know, which, you know, I don't know if you've seen this pattern of so the stereotype, the black male stereotype has changed, you know, and now it's now you see them, you know, suits. You know, it's done up suits, you know, they're professionals, you know, they're doctors and lawyers. And I'm going, that's it. That's, you know, that's where we're headed. That is what we need to be doing. That's what we need to be seeing.
We're not all pimps anymore.
You know, no,
And drug dealers and gangbangers and stuff.
No. We're actually like everybody else.
Yes.
Isn't that fucking weird?
Yeah.
That we're all human.
It's just
I don't think it's just happening. I really don't. I think it's just being noticed.
Yes, it is.
Because there's been a lot of brilliant and super successful black people,
Right.
Mexican people, Chinese people, all kinds of people, but we just haven't paid attention to those as much as we have
Well-
the negative shit
Oh, is this the stereotype?
in the
the
past.
stereotype.
In the past,
Yeah.
it's a stereo. That's what I
You know,
mean. That's what I'm
you know,
saying.
so-
Correct.
Like we've had a stereotype, right?
Humans, to me, are very diverse creatures, and yet we're intelligent, but we're fucking stupid.
Well, men
they're-
are stupid.
Well,
I don't know
all
about
of
that.
us.
Oh, yeah.
All across the board, though.
I kind of agree to that.
Yeah, I agree. Women are smarter, but
We are.
You know, on the scale of being a human, though, it's just. I mean, think about that. Like, I mean, we were listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking specifically about this, about, you know, like a breed of dog, and there's all the different dogs,
Yeah.
and they all look different, but you know, they're all pretty much cool.
Well,
with
they're all-
their differences.
their
I mean,
personalities
they
are
are the
different, too.
same. They treat every dog the same way.
Oh yeah.
You know
They
what I mean?
smell
It's
all their butts.
It's just about their personality as a dog, whether or not they attack or not. You know, and people tend to look at everybody as something like why the fuck is it called a minority?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Because there's not as many of them.
Well, this is
Are you sure? Did you make sure the census is correct? Do you really think a multi-race person is in the minority?
This is the thing that's baffled me
We're
since I was
all
a
multi-race,
little. This is the thing
one way or
that's baffled
another.
me from when I was a little kid.
Okay,
I
go for
never
it.
got it. I never understood anybody's, because I would hear things and they would be like, you know, someone's different, so we didn't like them, or they were different, so we picked on them, or whatever.
Right, kinda like what
I
you guys
never
do to me all the time.
Well, no, but I never understood where it came from, because here you have, you know, I'm looking at my aunt who's a redhead. There aren't a lot of redheads.
Right.
So you're different. So why are you saying something about someone else who's different? Like, we're all different.
That's how fucking
Each one
dumb.
of us is
Yeah.
fucking different.
It's
so
dumb.
what the hell?
So let me.
It never made sense.
It doesn't make sense. So let me ask you, as a military professional, like you were, and you go out and you believe in freedom and defending our country and the rights we have as citizens here. And you believe in that so much, you're willing to put your life on the line, right? Which you did. Are you let down by what you see coming home and seeing how people kind of disrespect one another or don't appreciate the freedom that they have to make better choices when someone like you and the ones that you even said on that list go out fighting for us? You know, I try to put myself in your shoes in a way. And if I was a soldier, how cynical I would feel coming back and like, motherfuckers, I was out there fighting. Right. To give you a chance to do something right.
And you can't even be nice
I come home
to your neighbor.
To all this fucking bullshit, from Karens to racism to disrespecting people's choices. I mean, honestly, you know what I'm saying? It's like someone just is just like, you don't understand what you got.
That's got to be insulting.
I think about that stuff all the time.
I want to say it's insulting. It's it's not because so I understand people. And I mean, I'm not professional, whatever psychologist or anything, but I understand people, and I know we all fuck up.
Sure.
We all do stupid things.
Yeah.
That's what we do. But we have such a tenacity to be violent and to do the wrong thing that. Even when we do the right thing, or is something with love, sometimes that gets put in the back burner, and it's like the media. The media will show more of the bad stuff, not the good stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, let's saturate the media with good stuff. Let's and so so I have a mantra that I started when I started my YouTube channel, and so it's do better, be better. Okay,
I love it.
And that's Vincent Rocco Vargas. He's he has kind of a mantra as well, and so I love the fact that he's doing his thing, and I'm by no means anywhere close to like being like him, but I have stuff that I can add, things that I think about, but I have that understanding that that we're all human, we all do the stupid mistakes and so on, and so when I want to say I'm disappointed when I come back, I understand that we this thing. I just wish that people would get past all the bullshit, and they would understand that that we're just human beings, a race, let's just be human, let's have that mutual respect and love. I do this thing now on Fridays called Brotherhood Fridays, and I post one guy because there's not enough, guys saying, "Hey, man, you know what?
Good job,
bro. I love you.
I love you. Yeah.
So there's not enough there, So I had to put that out, and I'm actually going to be starting something on Sundays. I was kind of brainstormed this morning. It just popped in my head, because there's a lot of women that I look at as equal, and as sisters.
Yeah.
So I would be remiss if I didn't include that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so that's something I'm going to start on Sunday. Sisterhood Sundays.
Nice.
And,
I love it.
But it's just because it's like, well, what can I do? What can I do to add to the love?
Mick, if everybody could be a little more like you, we'd have such a better world.
I would hope so.
Seriously though.
Well, there's appreciation. You
way.
can hear it in his voice. There's an appreciation for life,
that
a lot of people just take for granted. And I think that might have a huge play in what a lot of people in our society today don't consider. I honestly do. They just take that shit for granted, man.
But a lot of people don't do things like you put their life on the line for the better of their country. That's everybody. You literally are risking your life for everybody in our country. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and some person's problem today is that someone made their sandwich wrong at Subway, and they want to yell and scream at that person across the counter because they got,
they don't know.
They were wronged.
I didn't want tuna.
Exactly.
Listen,
that's how dumb it is.
Listen, though, everyone has their hell. And to everyone, they have their hell, and it depends on the life that you've lived. And some people's hell is like you can't even imagine, and some people's hell is like you're bitching about that.
But I can't believe.
But to them, it's their hell.
Yeah, but they can't put it in perspective. Like if they honestly go, "Hey, look at the soldiers on the news. Wow, that shit's going down over there."
How do you when you never been through it?
I am so glad I don't have to do that. I mean, they can't see that and put it in perspective when they're at the supermarket and someone cuts them off in line.
Are you saying that you can understand what Mick's been through?
No.
Okay,
but
well,
you can obviously look at someone like Mick and go,
literally do it.
I can't ever feel bad about anything in my life because I did not have to go through what they may have gone through.
Some people don't understand that because they haven't
That's
been
what
through
I'm
it.
saying. How do they not put it in
They
perspective?
haven't been through it.
All it takes is a little imagination
Oh
to
my
just
gosh.
think about it for a second. Like,
But Aaron,
I'm at home on the couch and he's out in the desert.
Not everybody thinks
Fighting.
the same way
Right.
as you do.
And
Aaron.
plenty
That's
of
the
people,
problem.
plenty
That's
of
the
people
problem.
are not
No,
imaginative.
the problem is that you don't think like Mick.
He gets what I'm saying.
Right.
Man.
What did you say, Chuck? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, we cut you off, Chuck. Sorry.
No, I just said that many people don't have any type of imagination.
True.
So that's the problem. Is like
That
no,
is
they
the
can't imagine that because they're so. Forgive me if you live this way, but they're so self-centered
Yes.
that they can't see anything else except for what is right in front of them.
That's
They don't
what I'm
plan
saying.
things ahead. They don't understand things that have happened. They don't understand. They probably sucked at history in school
Yeah,
because they
don't
can't
care.
comprehend and think of what we've gone through to get to where we are and
Yeah.
to look forward to a possible better future. Sorry for blocking the camera.
No, you're
really
fine.
bad. It's really bad.
And I guess
handwork
my
here.
question to people then is, how can you not? How come you can't just take a minute and think?
Because it's not something.
It's
that
not
they're-
possible
it's
for them
not-
to
it's-
think?
They're not wired that way.
Yeah.
How do you not get
Aaron, people are different. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different journey.
Okay,
It's
everybody
so
here. I'm
weird.
going to ask everybody here a question.
It's so
and
easy.
We're going to answer
Okay.
it individually.
Okay,
Okay.
go for it.
If I took a piece of paper and I wrote down a mathematical equation that took up half the page, and the answer would be something you'd have to show your work for on the bottom half of the page,
Correct.
who would actually try and look up to figure out how to solve it?
I would.
I would try to figure the problem out. I wouldn't leave it blank and not look at it. That's what I'm saying that people don't do. They're not looking. They didn't even consider to think about it. I would consider to try to figure out your problem.
Is it their fault or is it the people's fault that were in their lives their whole lives and didn't teach them to?
Maybe.
Okay.
Could
Well,
be.
you know,
Or
then,
show 'em
then you
how.
have the whole question of, you know, like who's right and who's wrong, you know,
Yeah.
and this, and that. You know what I'm saying? So
It's
for
so
me,
complicated.
Like I get out there and you know, nobody knows me, you know, and you know, that's fine.
We know you.
And proud to say it.
But you know, and it's you know, because I see it all the time. I see, you know, and I you know, go grocery shopping and, you know, people are getting like very, you know, and I've had somebody like, actually, you know, I was standing back here, you know, and the lady just went whoop right in front of me as I'm standing there, like with my son. I'm going,
As if you're not there.
you know, I didn't say nothing. I was just like,
Yeah, Sam did that
you
story
know,
the other day.
you know,
He was,
I was
so mad at me.
fucking livid.
He was so
Like, you just
mad.
let that bitch cut like that?
Yes, I did. You want to know why?
Teach her
because-
some manners.
Aaron, it's not my job to teach her manners.
but you know, and that's the thing is, you know, is that, well, you know, you put it into perspective. It's like, well, okay, fine. You know, maybe they didn't see me. Maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe their mom's in the hospital and they're just trying to get in to get stuff.
Oh, you
I
are
don't
a
know.
nice guy. You're
You
so
don't-
nice.
yes, he
I don't know what
is.
they're going through.
Yeah,
you
you're
know.
nice.
So
He's nice.
for
Take
me,
notes,
I
Aaron.
go. You know what? I don't know. You know. Yeah, I get mad. My first. So I have two stigmas of myself and my personality is I got the South Side Chicago attitude. You know,
Which I love. I
you know,
love
you,
that.
You know, you stick me. I'm
Yeah,
gonna stick it
you're
back.
hard.
Yeah,
That
right
was
on.
Twice as
hard.
Yep.
But
I relate.
see, I quench that and I put it away and I say, you know, I don't need that, you know, because the other side of me is the, you know, the kind of the Hawaiian aloha side. Okay, not the fake lay bullshit that they sell in the fucking, you know, in the retail shops. Not that bullshit.
I got
I'm
you, I
talking
got
about the real.
You gotta put the
aloha.
real flowers on there. The
You know,
real ones.
Yeah, you know, I'm all about the spirit of the aloha.
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
So for me, that's where I try to gravitate to.
Okay.
you know, that's where my essence is that.
Well, you
know?
light up when you talk like in that
Oh, yeah.
in that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's definitely
you
you.
know, and that's the thing is that everybody's different, you know. And I don't know what anybody's been through. You know, the mistake that people make about me is that because I don't really say anything about all the stuff that I've been through, they assume that I haven't been through nothing, you know. And I was like, no, that's not. No,
I would
no.
never assume
You know,
that.
But I can't, you know. Well, for example, I was going to tell you a little. I got like a 2-3 minute, and I'll try to make it as quick as possible. So, in 99, I got married. Okay, I was 24. She was 18. Probably not the smartest decision I ever made, but okay, you know.
You were young.
But she, so we divorced a year and like 3 months later, or something like that, you know. Okay. And so and that's what I was saying that when I went to Germany. So I got divorced. Went to Fort Sam Houston. Did that. While I was at Fort Sam Houston, I was at a club that was like 6 clubs in one. And everybody wanted to hang out at the karaoke part, you know, and I was like, no, man, I want to go to salsa, man. I'm going to get down, man. You know? So I was like, fuck yeah, let me go over here. So, you know, so I'm doing that. And these 2 dudes, they're sitting there talking, oh, you're military. Oh, yeah, man, you know. And like, hey, we're going to go get a beer. Hey, you want one? You know, I was like, yeah, okay. You know, so they bring me back a beer. Mm-hmm. I drink it. Next thing I know, 30 minutes into that, I'm like,
oh no!
Wow!
Oh
man,
no!
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, they.
So now I'm open to suggestion. I got fucking roofied.
Oh no!
I got roofied. So what happened was that they were actually like, "Hey, we'll take you back to post." Okay. So I'm walking in the parking lot, and I was so messed up that like there was a truck. Yeah. As we're walking, and I hit the truck, and I remember doing it. Like I can see myself, but I can't control myself. Mm-hmm. You know, weird. So I hit the truck like this. And I'm like walking. You know, you see those stupid TV shows. You know, yeah. I was just like sitting there walking, trying to and then so they pulled me over. You know, then I kept on walking, and a guy that I knew from one of the schools saw me walking with people that he didn't know that obviously I didn't know, and so he grabbed me out of there from them, and then he drove me back to post. I puked all over. I feel so bad. Oh, if you're watching, man, I'm sorry.
And thank you.
Yeah, I puked all over, like the side of his car. I mean, it was bad. But he checked on me the next day, and I go, "What the fuck happened?" He goes, "Bro, you got roofied." And I'm telling you, that's what happened. And I was like, what the fuck, man? He's like, how much did you drink? I was like, I had like 3 drinks before those dudes, and I was like, so I don't know what happened, and he goes, yeah, man, they roofied you, and yeah, because it was bad. He goes, I thought I was going to have to fight those guys off. That's what he told me, so anyways, yeah, that was, I almost got roofied. Bad things almost happened.
You almost got roofied. No, you got roofied.
Well, I got roofied, and
you just had a savior.
I did not get devirginized or
right. You didn't have to go through shit because someone came and got your back like crazy. Like shout out to you, dude.
Yeah, exactly, and but then I went from there to Germany, and I was in a new job in a new country, newly divorced, and I was like 50 Shades fucked up, yeah. I was just like I couldn't really do a lot, and sure. I'm in Germany, so like I did I visited a few castles and stuff in Germany. I went to Italy. I went to France, so I tried to have a good time, but still in the back part, it was still, I was still getting over my divorce,
yeah.
But then I got kicked out of the military, so I got divorced, roofied, kicked out,
wow.
And so I flew back home to Chicago because that's my home of record,
right?
So I had $180 on me. Okay. I had nothing in the bank.
Oh my goodness!
My mother sold the house in Chicago, moved to Houston. With my brother, and my brother had a trailer. He had like 2 acres, and he was putting trailers on there. And so her retirement plan was to basically buy 3 or 4 trailers,
okay, and
then live in one and then rent out the other one. So then when she died, he would get the trailers. So that was a payoff.
Okay.
That was.
Gotcha.
But where's everybody? Nobody's here to pick me up.
Oh,
so nobody in my family picked me up from Chicago.
They all knew you were coming.
Yeah, and I called my mom several times, and she's like, well, so-and-so's supposed to be. I was like, nobody's here.
Uh-oh.
So I was like, so waiting all day into the night, and I went, well, fuck. I said, hey, ma'am, how much is a ticket from here to Houston? She said $179.
You got 180 in your pocket.
Shit. Yeah. No, yeah.
Wow.
So I
gosh.
paid her. I paid her the money. I had $1 left in my name. I had all my bags wrapped up like this, and I was sitting there, and I was like sleeping. I was like dozing off, and then all of a sudden, this is Chicago, so it's like this. It's like this lady comes up, taps me on my knee, like really aggressively.
Sure.
Yeah, wake
and I'm
wake
like,
up.
Like, I look up, I look at her, and she's like, buy a paper. I was like, nah. How much is it? And I don't know, it was like $4 or something like that. I was like, no, I don't have that kind of money.
Bitch,
I
got $1.
So what I told her, I said, hey, I'll give you $1 if you leave me alone. She goes, okay, so I gave her my last $1 and that was it, So, yeah. So then, but then I get to Houston and I'm there for about a year and my sister. So the women in the family are very, they're kind of aggressive, and my sister, like she used to like beat up, men. Okay,
That's what I live with. Yeah, I live with one.
She, so she had a very, so I mean, I had to break up a fight between her and my brother, and the only one that was actually getting punched was me. So it was hilarious, yeah. I turn around, she's hitting back in the back of the head, and then I turn around to her, he's hitting me, in the back of the head. I was like, what the, okay, stop. I'm kind of big now, but like I was a little guy,
right?
I was a little guy. So, but anyways, so she came to visit, and me and her got into an argument, and she had back surgery maybe like 6 months before that, or 5 months or something like that, and so I knew she was kind of delicate, but I had a realization, like this epiphany, that I was like, I used to get bullied by people around me in school and also in my family, and the realization was that I'm a grown ass man. I don't have to take her crap anymore.
Right.
So, but she kind of lunged at me, and I had, volleyball, right? Volleyball, you use these fingers to, well, I just did this. I take a step back and I did this, this push like this, and she flew back, and I was like, oh shit. I'm so sorry,
strong.
And I grabbed her hand as I'm pulling her up. She's punching me in the face.
Right.
Like, she got 3 times. I was like, no, she wanted to do the 4th time. I stopped her, and she's like, sitting there, she goes, do it, Michael, do it. I'm like, do what? What is she talking about? Like, I have no idea. So anyway, so I, the next day I left to, go to Tennessee to live with my father, my adopted father. And, so, I get there. I was there for about 6 months, and then he accused me of sleeping with his wife.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
He just got married like a year before that. So yeah. So
well, was she hot?
No, she was built like a freaking linebacker for the Bears.
Well, that's probably All right, fair enough. Continue.
You're like, really?
Wait.
I was trying to paint a
tell me
picture.
more.
I was painting a picture. You would like that linebacker style? Of course you would, Lawson.
Well, the vocabulary word of the day is resilient. And resilient is is being in a porta potty in Iraq or Kuwait in 140-degree heat, which is like 160 in there, jerking off. That's resilient.
Dude, that's getting it done. That's commitment.
That's the definition.
That's commitment. I applaud that.
That is commitment.
I applaud. Let's applaud that.
No laugh track.
No, that's some serious shit. That's
that
getting
is
it done.
serious.
I love that.
That's some gangster shit right there.
You said something a minute ago about that you were bullied.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought about this a while back. It seems like anybody who's ever been bullied, because I was bullied when I was a little kid too. I had white kids chasing me down, throwing me in stick bushes, trying to chase me all the time. That's when I got into karate and I tried to get badass. Okay, I did. I really did. Like in the movies, I was scared. But I think anybody that fucking gets bullied in their life gets a different perspective on how to treat people.
Usually, but I'm not so sure.
I think it does. Because when you lose control over something like that, and it affects you, and then you try to start bullying people, you never feel right about it. There's a part of you that doesn't feel right. And I think entitled people that are out there have never been bullied, that have been, caressed and just kind of guided through life with their trust funds, just don't seem to grasp the concept of how vulnerable they really can be. unless someone puts them in that spot.
Maybe.
And once they feel it, sometimes it changes things.
I had that. I had that. So recently, I say recently, but a couple years ago when I was finishing A&P school.
Okay.
There's a guy there that it was academic bullying. Okay.
Okay.
What does that mean?
They're the smart guys in class.
Oh, okay,
They're
okay.
smarter than you. They're better than you.
They talk
Right.
shit.
So
make you feel like you're dumb.
And so this guy, he, I never really, got along with him to begin with, and there was a time when one of the instructors gave me a bunch of papers to hand out to the class. So, I'm 46, man. So I'm in my 40s, and I'm like, I ain't got time for this. I call your name, come up and get your paper. We're all grown. You can do that. Right. This is not high school. All right. So, he goes, oh, that's how you're going to do it? So he comes up and he snatches the papers from me and proceeded to hand them out. I was like, ooh, boy. And I was, oh man, I was living.
Oh, what a feeling.
Yeah. Well, I said something on Facebook. We were actually friends on Facebook. I said something on Facebook about, I didn't name names. I didn't say, and it wasn't just him. It was about, some other stuff that happened around that time as well.
Okay.
And next thing I know, next day it's like, I got the class shrink asking me, so what did you mean by, what did you say? Why would you say that? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? What are you saying? So then about maybe a week or two later, I had the VA guy and a counselor from the main campus come down to our campus, because the main campus is in Lakewood, so our campus is on Puyallup or South Hill, and so they came down all to talk to me. Oh, dude! Wow, I was special,
Yeah, superstar.
So it was so weird because I'm like, and the guy said after that, me and him talked. He goes, "Well, I feared for my life," and I'm like, "Really?
What?
I just had my son, and I'm like I'm gonna chance me finishing school to provide him a better life." For your punk ass,
Right?
I'm not going to do
no.
that.
Yeah.
No. But and that's the thing. It's like and that's talking
What
about
did
value,
I think about it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Choking your fucking ass.
Well, see, that's the thing. So I've always said, I was like, sometimes certain people, the only thing that they're going to listen to is a punch in the mouth. But you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because I am better than that. I am beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. I am too. Unfortunately, I can't do it either. Okay. Yeah.
This is break time because I gotta go potty.
She's got to pee.
She's
She's fine.
this part, but I.
Oh no, I'm not gonna play it.
We don't
I'm not,
cut anything.
no, I don't cut it. It's fine.
Oh, you're cutting it.
So, she's not gonna cut it. That's fine.
We're not going to cut it.
Too funny.
Quick, while she's gone.
I was going to talk to him. Well, okay, so you've been, everything that you've told us about your life and your story and your military background and acting. So now you're creative up here in the Pacific Northwest now. What has acting done for you?
So, acting is so. I was immersed in darkness. Okay, and here I am. Over the summer, I was like, man, I went to school for 6 years. I got 3 different associate degrees, night shift testing, welding, and then A&P, aviation maintenance. And I went, I'm still not happy. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Let me take stock of something. All right. So I'm like, I'm in my 40s. What made me happy? Being a soldier made me happy. I can't do that anymore. So acting made me happy. Now, back in the day in the 90s, I got into acting as an outlet for the gangs and there was something that happened at my high school.
Okay.
This kid Rob Knapp. I was back in my 72 Plymouth Valiant out of auto shop, and he jumped on the hood of my car, and and I'm like, at first I was like, get off. Right. And he's like, no, man, just go. I was like, okay, peer pressure, I was just like, all right, fine. So, so I go around, cruising around to find a parking spot. Well, my car at the time I had to pump the brakes for it to stop.
Okay.
Which is why I actually had it in auto shop, because like I don't know what the hell's going on with it, So I'm looking for a parking spot, and I'm pumping the brakes. So I'm slowly coming to a stop, and all of a sudden I see him. He let go, and he kind of went to push himself off.
Okay.
And in doing so, he hit the ground and went backwards. And when he did a roll, he hit the back of his head. He didn't have his hands there or nothing. So, so now he's got blood and so on, and stuff, coming out of his ears. And I'm yelling for people. I'm like, I wasn't even fully stopped yet when I threw it in the park, because I ran to him, and I'm crying and I'm yelling for people. And it was a very traumatic experience for me, to say the least. And that was kind of the beginning of, that and getting shot at in Harvey, around, it was right around that time as well. It was a lot of traumatic kind of stuff going on. So I just my junior year, that sophomore to junior year, I went to we have a thing called the Bristol Renaissance Fair. Okay, it's a huge Renaissance fair right outside of Chicago, in Wisconsin, right on the border there. And this place is huge. It's beautiful. It's huge. And so I went there and I went, so I asked. I said, how do I do what they're doing? And as somebody directed me to somebody to ask to get information. So I got the information, and so then I gave him my information. I get this phone call about a year, a little less than a year later, saying, "Hey, we have this, auditions at so up there's some university, whatever." I was like, "Oh, okay. What do I do? I don't know shit about acting." So what I did was I put together I used to be a gymnast.
Okay.
So I did PIT.
You were a gymnast?
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, when I was at Fort Riley, Kansas, I was training for the 2004 Olympics as a gymnast.
Wow.
I wasn't competing yet. I was doing all my training
stuff,
and I was like a level 3, and so I was trying to get to level 4. Which actually I made a phone call to the All Army team, and the guy's like, "Sorry, we need level 4." I'm like, dude, I could be level 4 in no time. If I'm not shooting people in the field, like I could be doing this, and he's like, "Oh, sorry," and I'm like, "You're an asshole."
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, so, I did the audition. I did, the Midsummer Night's Dream.
Okay.
Yeah. And, so I did that while I did some like backflips and so on, and, the bad thing was that I had to have my brother drive me because I was so sick. I couldn't drive. Like I was actually like pukey, vomity sick.
Was it nerves?
No.
Okay.
I was actually sick,
Okay.
so I was like, well, I'm not going to just not do it. I was like, but I can't drive, just, it was, the driving was like, whoa, shit,
Right.
But so I get there, find out where I need to be, and they call me in. I do my little thing as I'm reciting Midsummer Night's Dream, and then I was like, I got done. They said thank you. I left. I get a phone call maybe a week or so later. Say, yeah, we want you. Awesome.
Right.
So I did. So I learned. So you do like 6 weekends before the fair starts of training. So that includes fight scenes. So we did all that. And again, like I'm like, I don't know nothing about acting. So so this we're down there. We had the stairs or the seats were up here. And then the stage was like down here. And so we're sitting there and we're doing improv type stuff. And I said, okay, so this girl comes out and she's like really hot, and she's got And
I got it. Yeah.
Well, this is
Got
actually
great
part of the
personality.
Yeah, great personality. It's good.
Awesome.
It's part of the story because she goes out there and she's like this. She's like, I was like, what the hell is she doing? And she's like punched over and she goes,
Oh.
So as she did it, and then they blow up, right? I was
Yeah.
like, oh
Blows
my
up the
God,
chest.
she killed it. I was like, that is so awesome. I was laughing so hard. And they go, okay, Mick, you're up next. I went, what? What? No. I can't follow that. Like, what am I going to do?
Right.
I'm like, okay. So I went out there and I did I did some kind of like Charlie Chaplin kind of stick, and I flipped over my feet, and I did a forward roll, and now I'm on the ground spread out like this. I was like, okay, genius, what do you do now?
Now here you are on the ground.
Yeah. So luckily for me, there was this innocent, really big fat worm in front of me. I went,
Oh, no.
hey, guy.
Don't eat it.
Sorry. No, I didn't eat it.
Okay.
But I went like this, showed everybody, put it in my mouth and went, and so it's like, it was going,
Just jiggling.
and everybody's like, oh my God, but that was the extent that I was ready to put a worm in my mouth to make entertainment for you guys.
For us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Everybody came out of the woodwork was like, oh my God, you were so awesome. Holy crap. Because they're like, 1 minute you're not there, next minute, poof, you're there.
Yeah.
And I'm like doing stuff, and they're like, you were awesome, and so that was the whole thing. I didn't have an audience.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it, so that went great. I learned every weekend. I learned something new, and I just kept on going. So that got me into doing the Fright Fest at Great America.
Yeah.
And then that got me into doing the Batman stunt show at Great America. And then I did an audition. My last audition I did was for Ringling Brothers and Brown Beer Circus Clown College.
Okay.
So and see, a lot of actors and stuff. You're just like, well, I'm not going to mention any of this stuff because it doesn't really pertain. Well, it does pertain to me a little bit because I go, when we start talking about auditions, right? And your camera's only like this.
Yeah.
Well, that was true because they were filming the whole thing for the the clown college, and so out of about 3,000 to 5,000 people nationwide that do the audition, only 300 get picked for a callback.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
I got called back.
Wow.
I got called back, but I just joined with the Army. Okay.
I got
And
you.
really,
I got you.
I really wanted the Marines is what I wanted. I wanted the
Yeah.
Marines. That story come to modern day and in the here and now. So I am now back to part of what I used to be. Okay. So when so the director that I know, Frank, in New York City, he, I told him several times throughout the last 10 years, I thought about getting back into acting. I'm thinking about getting back into acting. I'm thinking about, well, this time, was different. I went, Frank, I want to get back into acting. He said, okay, I know a guy. So he got me hooked up with my coach, Jim Flater. Jim is a phenomenal actor to begin with, but he is just such a phenomenal coach. Like, he had. So I started with him in September, right? And he's like, we're doing like layer after layer of character studies, Right. And he's like, I'm like, there's nothing left, and he's like, I'm like, holy fuck,
There's more left.
there's more left, Why?
There's always more. There's
always more. Yeah, exactly. He does the same thing with scenes and so on. And I'm like, holy crap. So one of the highlights that he did for me was this. He had three other actors, three women, read one. So we did one per hour.
Okay.
So I do 3 hours every Saturday with him. So one per hour, and we did a Hat Full of Rain. A scene from Hat Full of Rain, and it is a phenomenal scene, and the story is really cool. So I'm supposed to be like in love with my brother's wife, but my brother is like the characters, he's wrestling with his own demons, drugs, so he's always out all the time. But but I'm in love with her, but I can't have her,
Okay.
But the passion is there, but I just can't have her, and she knows. But what is she going to do? She's a married woman,
Right.
So and he goes, okay, hey Mick, so we're going to do this. The first person you're going to be with is you're going to do this with is Lonnie Ackerman. Oh yeah, don't worry, she was on Broadway and stuff. I was like,
What the fuck?
I was like, wait, what? Say that again. So now here I am. I'm like looking up Lonnie Ackerman. Oh, she did Cats.
Yeah, that could be
Oh,
a little
geez.
intimidating.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she was Evita in Evita. No problem.
No
Yeah, I
big
got
deal.
this. I'm fine.
No big deal.
So now I'm like, oh my God, I'm who the hell am I? And but you get that in your head, right?
Sure,
But you gotta go. You know what? I am who I am. I'm good. You know, I can be good.
You're a badass.
Yep.
You know, so you got to keep on. So we read, you know, with her, it was kind of more of a more motherly kind of, you know, that kind of came across. And then Dory, the next one, oh man, you know, now that was a lot of attitude, a lot of angst, you know, I was like, oh yeah, you know. So, but, you know, and then I did Frank's daughter, Francesca, you know, and so each one had something different, and that was the whole point of what I did,
Right?
Yeah.
You know, and so it was really great. So, but you know, in essence, what acting has done for me is, you know, like in the past, it took something tragedy, you know, and it made me. It molded me into something better, you know, and it made me see my creative side. It gave a certain drive, you know. Except at the time, you know, I was still a kid, you know, like I didn't understand what acting can do for me, you know, as far as like a career, you know, because everybody around me, you know, they're all blue collar workers, you know, like, you're not going to make
not going to Hollywood,
you know,
right?
Yeah,
You're not going to make it,
right? You know, so but one guy. Eric Forsberg, he actually writes for the Sci-Fi Channel.
Okay.
He was he played a Puritan at the Renaissance Fair, and he did some behind the scenes stuff with the Creature Crew, which is the Fright Fest at Great America.
Okay.
And so he, you know, I was out there, you know, kind of sitting at a table by myself one morning, and he comes out there and he goes, you know, I always got, you know, I usually get to places before most people do. It's what I usually try to do, anyways. Even back then, you know. So I'm sitting there, just me. Just enjoying the sun, man, and he goes, hey, what's going on? He goes, you ever think about what you're gonna do with acting, like beyond this? I went, no, you know, and you know, and I wish that he took more time to kind of push me, because you know, the biggest thing we got in Chicago with acting, Second City. We're talking about Bill Murray, you know, Dan Aykroyd. Those guys went through there. You know, I mean, that whole scene with the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You know, that's Chicago, baby. Now, you know, that's it. You know, so for me, I was just like, oh man, you know, but you know what? I don't think so. So me telling my whole, you know, and this is not even scratch the surface of my life yet, really, to be honest with you. But all that, I don't think I could have been I mean, I think I could have probably been an okay actor, you know, had I started back then.
Sure.
But I wouldn't have gone through all the stuff that I've gone through now.
Right.
You know, so what makes me a phenomenal actor now? What gives me? I have a range, and my range is very broad.
Yeah.
I could play the grieving father. You know, the same as I could play the dumb thug. You know.
Yeah.
I can do all of it. And you know, and I'm proud to say that's the first time I actually said that. You know, out loud.
Why is that?
You know,
It's because it makes him happy.
Why
that you can play all those parts so well?
Because I can relate to all of that. You know, I can, because all of my life experience. And so some people say, well, acting is, I can be somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, for me, acting is not being somebody else. It's an extension of myself. I could bring whatever it is, you know, everything of myself to the table. Yeah.
Well, you can identify with all these different...
identify with all of it, you know, and that's, when we, me and my coach, we were doing a project, the Laramie Project, and I'm sitting there and I'm reading it and I'm, you know, I'm spotting it out and I'm going, I'm just tears. Like the first 5 or 6 times of me doing this, like I couldn't not cry, you know, but like he says was this, is that he goes, you know, I'd rather you have too much than not enough.
Right.
You know, you could always turn it down. You know, and I'm like, absolutely. You know, and that's the thing is like, I always have too much, you know, or I have just enough, you know, and I can turn it down, you know, whatever the director wants, you know, I'm keen to do that, whatever it is, you know, so, hey, hire me. All right.
You're excited.
Hire Mick. This is, exceptional actors come from a lot of having been through as much stuff as you have. You can tap into so many different scenarios and situations that you're almost an unbeatable actor because you can do so many things, which is, I think it's awesome. So yeah, hire Mick. You have been an awesome guest and thank you for sharing everything that you've shared with us. We've enjoyed everything that you've been telling us. It's an incredible story that you have, and write a book. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, brother.
Seriously.
I'm happy that creative outlets are available to all of us.
Yes,
And
we need them.
When I hear your story and know what you've gone through, and you were in a dark place, and you touched on acting at one time in your life, then you went through some serious shit, and you come back and find that again, and it gives you that light. That's dope shit.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for that. And I can genuinely say I'm rooting for you
Yes.
to keep going and keep pushing, brother.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
you've got the energy, you've got the excitement. I can see it in your face.
And
I
you're,
love it.
Oh, yeah.
You're
I
a
fucking
fighter.
love
You're a
it.
survivor. You just go
dope.
out and you find whatever works that
yeah.
gets you through shit, and that's cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool. That's inspiring to people.
It's badass.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
thank you. Thank you. You know,
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
check out my my IMDb page because,
Absolutely.
you know, ESQ is slated hopefully at some point in time over the next year. And Dan Laria from Wonder Years is supposed to be in it.
Oh,
Badass.
cool.
You know,
Great.
and Ruben Blades from Fear of the Walking Dead.
Love that. That's my man.
Nice.
That's Daniel on the
Yeah.
show.
Where else can people
Love
find
that
you, Mick?
motherfucker. Yeah,
Where
we're-
else can people find you besides IMDb?
You know, well, I have a YouTube channel under Mick Loftus.
Okay.
I really suck at posting stuff sometimes, but I'm getting
you're
better.
all right.
I'm trying to.
You're not terrible.
I know. So, but yeah, you know, check it out. You know, and I'm a firm believer that I'm you know, I make it. I'm bringing people with me.
Badass.
You know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know. So
Yeah,
that's,
good for you.
No.
You're good for you.
Thank you today for joining us down around the reel. I had a cup of coffee. You had, I don't know, energy drink.
Yeah, probably several.
Aaron had water.
But I had vodka and orange juice.
Oh, for the love of God!
I mean, you were hoping and praying, but
I
it
mean, for
didn't.
fuck's sakes, what am I supposed to do?
Vodka's
I don't
what's
know.
wrong with
Start
vodka?
a day and see how it goes without something to
Without vodka?
enhance or numb your brain.
It's not numbing my brain or
Numbing?
enhancing. It's just what it is. It's just a drink.
Mick, thank you.
Vodka.
But more importantly, thank you for
Please.
sharing not only your life experiences, but also thank you for taking the time to share about your friends and comrades.
Yes, thank you for that
yes,
very
sir.
much.
That
Thank you.
is one of the things that, like, I say almost every week now. It's become one of my things, is the fact that you can share something so real, so personal to you, and we know how personal it is to you by the reactions that you had and
Yeah.
just trying to get it out. You were about 2 seconds away from me leaning over into your screen and putting my arms on you, be like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
like,
we
we
got
all
this,
want
we
to
can do
like
it."
group hug.
But no, thank you, buddy, for joining us today. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a happy friggin' person, because he's just smiling.
He's a
He
good
loves people. Man, you can come over more often.
Yeah, come on over.
So,
We
thinking
like
about-
your-
it's
we like your
refreshing to be around
style.
someone who appreciates.
Honestly, though,
That's
Life.
all it is.
been through the dark of the dark, but can bring the light out of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
love it, love it.
Fuck yeah.
So everybody, start trying to think that way, and remember to think hard, because you're thinking anyway.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Take care. Do better. Be better.
Thanks for tuning
Wait,
in.
remember everybody, think hard, because you're thinking anyway.
Oh, for the love of Christ, both of you guys.
You just
Are
cut me off,
serious?
though. Just cut me off.
Nobody,
man.
Yeah,
nobody
because-
needs to hear the old intro.
Okay,
or
well, I'm going
outro.
to cut you both off and say thank you for listening to our show. Thank you for tuning into Around the Reel.
That's great stuff.
Yeah.
So why did they even tune in the first place?
I don't know, but they're glad they did.
Yeah. I think it's because we're trying to inspire people
We are.
and have fun with people.
People that are artists.
Creatives.
Yeah. People that are out there trying to make a living with their art.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's what we're doing.
They're crafty.
Yes.
So have them tune in. And how do they get on our show, Chuck?
You can get on our show by going to our website. Please visit us at cccentertainmentgroup.com. Click on the scheduling link.
I'll send you to me.
Yeah.
Sassy Sam was going to get you all lined up on everything
I'll hook you up with a day and a time.
sometime in 2021 or 2022, because it's filling up fast. So if you want to get on this show,
Get on
I
it.
highly suggest
Get on it.
you start clicking your brains out.
Come be our guest on our show. We'd love to hear your story.
We'd love to hear it.
Make sure you come visit us on Amazon Prime and OP Prime.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
watch
Watch
The
our
Outrider.
movie. Watch our movie. The Outrider.
Yeah, you can watch Marcus
It's good.
Ford kick some fucking ass.
Oh,
This was a perfectly good take until you said
until
that.
you said that.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in to the show. Bye-bye, guys.